The Voices for Just Climate Action, through Legal Resources Foundation Trust, conducted capacity strengthening of community focus groups on local climate financing processes and financing locally led climate action program in Siaya County on 17th of May 2024. This intervention is aimed at equipping the beneficiaries with knowledge and skills on locally led climate financing for community-led action, climate change mitigation, and adaptation.
What I believe, to me, an ideal community work is when we have like a bottom-up approach. Like when we really have issues that affect the communities, then the solutions have to be community-based. So when you come up with solutions that are from the top, bottom, that kind of trickle down, then it really does not work. Right. So then when we conduct the, for example, that kind of climate risk assessment that really affects that particular community, then the solutions to this should be, prioritized by the community members. Like if you have one thing that affects them, 2, 3, 4, then they themselves need to pick on one that they feel is of more, impact. I would really love that at the end of the day we create more synergy amongst us as the community, as the civil society organizations in Siaya County that are working on this, and more so to be able to speak with one voice and probably to try to hold the county government in check and to create that synergy in terms of how we'll be able to do this, so that when the county government is implementing climate change activities within county, then it's supposed to be done in a complementary and supplementary manner, taking cognizance of what the other CSO communities are already doing on the ground. So when we do that, I believe that will make us get a great end.
This meeting of today is meant to bring stakeholders, community members together to discuss about climate financing. Our objective basically is to sensitize community about the existence of such funds, then also give them an opportunity to interact with each other, to share about the impact of climate change, what they feel, what they want done, and gather their desires or their needs. So it will at the end of the day create an appealing environment for the community to go back and start discussing and demanding for climate financing activities to be rolled down to their particular villages. It means community members will now start discussing climate change the way they have been doing, but in a little way. It will now expand. Then they will know that they can go through the structures to get assistance to access climate financing.
The training attracted 21 participants, including women and youth from different local organizations involved in some form of community-led climate action.
Climate change is a global issue, and would say that the communities are facing challenges ranging from erratic rainfall, issues of so much sunshine, issues around generally global warming, issues that affect their livelihood in terms of farming, in terms of health. Yeah, so they are varied. So they revolve around issues of health, issues of agriculture, issues of water. So those are the issues that are very major. Currently, we've heard of the financing locally led climate actions, the Flloca funding that is everywhere. Committees have been formed at the grassroots level. Western Lego, where we come from, there's a committee, but very little has been done. These committees were, sorry to say, they were politically formed. So you find that they are formed by the county government, and the county government, through the members of county assembly, had got the autonomy of selecting people to sit in those committees. There were no public participation where people would be would be called, and then they would elect their own to sit in the committees. Yeah, so there's that funding that has come through the World Bank from the national government, trickle down to the county government. As we speak now, we are just hearing information that there are processes to bring this money down, and we as an organization, we have been able to raise a proposal that would help us to come up with programs that will help us to adapt and mitigate issues around afforestation, issues around climate smart agriculture.
The participants increased and enhanced their knowledge on locally led climate action facilities and how they operate, interventions that support such facilities, the eligibility criteria and accountability both to the fund managers and to the community.
I am a civil society organization. I work for Greece. I don't know, the funds are mostly going to implement projects in the community, but as a CSO, I have a right and I have a duty for supporting the community to come up with a good project. And more so, I feel like in Siaya County, there's a food insecurity, more especially in areas like Alego. So I wish the community to come up with projects. I will only advise the community to come up with their projects, searching on maybe things like solar powered pumps, which can help them to farm all through without depending on rain, so that they can have that food security.
Towards the end of the training, the participants agreed to expedite the gazetting process of World Climate Change Committee members. It was also agreed that there is a need to speed the nomination process of the CSO representatives in the County Climate Change Planning Committee, which has not been completed since the enactment of the Siaya Climate Change Act of 2021. Participants agreed that it is imperative to fast-track the appointment of village administrators to their positions in the World Climate Change Committees. It was agreed that the county needs to honor the Siaya Climate Change Act of 2021 by fast-tracking the allocation of 2% of the county development budget to climate change initiatives, a commitment that has not yet been fulfilled. The CSOs came up with advocacy action plan with timelines as agreed by the participants. The action plan includes convening a meeting of CSOs to deliberate on concerns related to Flloca and establish structures for their representation on the board. Another action plan was to petition Dan on the outcomes from the convened CSO meeting development of the CSO Climate Finance Monitoring Tool, sensitization and capacity building of the community on matters Flloca for oversight and community ownership of the priority climate investments was also another action plan. Reporting for Haki FM in partnership with HIVO's Legal Resources Foundation Trust, the Voices for Just Climate Action, my name is Judy Mora.